The ethos of the World Transplant Games is to celebrate the gift of life and to encourage organ transplant recipients to remain as fit and healthy as possible around their transplanted organ. Newcastle's going to offer us a great week of sports, a great week of celebration of organ and tissue donation, and a great week to say thank you to all of the organ donors, their families. Transplantation's only possible because of the generosity of organ donors and their families. And that's been seen here today with the beautiful story of Tom, who passed away 4 years ago, and his mother was inspired to create Tom's baton relay, and that has come all the way from London up here to Newcastle Gateshead.
Tom was a really healthy, fit 22-year-old who suffered a terrible tragedy. He was hit on the head playing hockey, on the back of the head, and suffered a brain hemorrhage. But fortunately, we found out that Tom had signed up to be an organ donor and was on the register. So when the Donor Family Network suggested this baton, which Tom would have loved, I said yes. Tom would really like this. Tom's baton has been on a tremendous journey this week, from London Whitechapel to Newcastle, visiting various transplant hospitals on the way. And then today, earlier, we've just presented the baton to Gordon, Tom's heart recipient. Tom was a very humble young man. He wouldn't have liked all the publicity, but what he would like is it might encourage people to do what he did. And we have this motto, ... Tom did. And let's hope lots of other people consider organ donation as well, because basically you're giving the gift of life. You're giving somebody a second chance. Tom would like that.
on a deathbed when my doctors told me that I needed a liver transplant. The last 1 year was very difficult for me because I had to go to the hospital very frequently. They had to remove the fluids from me and keep me going. And finally, I had a deceased donor liver transplant. So the donor was from India. So he was 18 years of age. And then, I have a liver which is now as old as 18 to 19 years of age now. Yeah. Because there are a lot of people today in India where people need organs. There are a lot of people who need liver, who need kidneys, who need heart. And then in India we need to promote this a lot, because at least here in the countries like UK and USA there is enough awareness. But in countries like India we need to bring a lot of awareness.
We've got a friend who's had a heart transplant, and just to see how much he's come on and how it's changed his life is amazing. So we're very, very supportive of the World Transplant Games and organ donorship.
My personal experience with it is my transplant went very smoothly. I think it's just what happens after. That's been the real problems that have come about. And then just speaking to so many of the individuals today as well, everyone goes through the same thing. It's just dealing with the mental issues after and trying to get people to understand it. All talking about support. If you've not got the right support after, you really do struggle. So I appreciate that, and like I said, I'm very fortunate that I could come along and experience it all. Just the opening ceremony last evening, that was really touching for me, because people talk about it, like it happens all over the world, but when so many individuals come together like have done for this, I think it really hit home with me last evening, and so I appreciate it even more.
people in town, just unbelievable. Yeah, saying g'day, how are you, and welcome to Newcastle. It's really good fun, yeah.
Without my kidney that was done in 13, I've classed 7 years that I wouldn't have never had.
Yeah. Mine come from a deceased guy back in Sydney, 2009, and I've got an extra. I was sitting on dialysis machine. I've got 10 years of good life so far. I've got plenty more to go. So, yeah, I sat there for 15 months on a dialysis machine. Got pretty lucky, and here I am. So that's the story. Yeah, pretty excited. I still get emotional about it now. So it's a week of fun. Competing is what it's all about. Winning. We're all winners anyway, so...
We're winners with extra time.
Yeah, winners with extra time, that's what it's all about.
And winners are grinners.
Yeah.
You've got to be a winner to be a grinner.
Yeah.
Well, I just had a double lung transplant about a year and a half ago, and I'm inspired by people that I know that have passed away, my friends, which today is around 56 friends that have passed away. And by doing the Australian Games and doing the World Games now constantly is me living, or them living inside of me. So whatever I do to inspire myself and other people, I'm carrying the message of the people that have passed away that didn't get a chance to go to the Games.
Yeah, just watching my teammates and being part of it, it's just been amazing, and the atmosphere is second to none. This is my fifth Games now, and fifth World Games, and the best atmosphere so far. And just every country's cheering each other on, and it's just giving me goosebumps. It's just, yeah, incredible. And being here in Newcastle, obviously all the Geordies are amazing and a good crack. Raising the awareness of organ transplantation and organ donors and living donors, and just the whole, you know, everybody now thinks, oh, it's presumed consent. Yes, it is, but your next of kin can still override your decision. So really, it's all about you wanting to be a donor. And the big tough thing is, if it was your family member, or if it was your son, daughter, brother, sister, you would do it. So why would you not do it for someone else? And that's key. I mean, none of us would be alive right now if it wasn't for our donors. And also, it's not a cure. That's the biggest thing. People don't realise I'm still going for 12 weekly checkups. You know, there's still other things that happen. And yeah, I mean, people say I'm lucky. I am very lucky, but I train hard, I raise awareness, and yeah, we just need to keep doing that and keep pushing that whole kind of ethos, I think.
I enjoy meeting people from all around the world, you know. It's really like going on holiday with your family, but not the family that you sometimes don't get on with. You know, it's a huge family, and we're all in the same boat, we've all got the same motives, and I love them all.
If you knew that they were getting really quite ill and could die even, who wouldn't do it, you know? I mean, I've said before I'd give my life for him, you know, and so he didn't want me to at first. He didn't want me to, you know, put me through a big operation. But I said I didn't care. I was going to do it, you know, but He wanted to sort of make sure that it was going to be all right and everything, but so glad he accepted anyway. As I say, 11 and a half to 12 years have gone by, and he's wonderful again, and so different from, you know, what he was all those years ago.
Oh, literally owe her my life. And I've said to her before that, you know, if she has a kidney loss, she can have hers back.
No way. No way.
Because at least it would be a match, wouldn't it?
I'm fortunate I've always played sport, played a lot of hockey, I played a little bit of squash before, I took it up a bit more seriously, and I think my core level of fitness got me through the operation and allowed me to bounce back as quickly as I did. So I think it's part and parcel. It's probably a lesson for life really, to stay fit, 'cause you're never quite sure what's around the corner. And the ability for me to be able to continue to play sport post-transplant just means that I'm getting as much as I can out of you know, what misfortune befell me really.
So I participated in the World Games because I want to honor my transplant donor to keep him living and going. So and to meet new people and, you know, friends and stuff. So yeah, and I had a double lung transplant 4.5 years ago.
This is my first World Games. I enjoy the national games so much that I wanted to be able to come over to the World Games and meet all the different countries. It's an amazing experience being alive after our transplants, and just to raise that awareness and show people that being an organ donor matters, and it saves our lives. It saved our lives, and so I'm just so excited to be alive. I'm here with my son, getting to share this experience, and I'm in bowling and darts. If someone wanted to think about the World Transplant Games, I would say, do it! Do it, do it, do it. There is nothing like it. I think the games, there is a level of energy at the games because everyone has a story, whether they're a recipient or a supporter or a donor family. Everyone has a story, and although all of our stories are different, we all have similar elements, and it's a community here.
Alec had an illness, and the name of this illness is atresia biliaria. He needs a transplantation of the liver, and I had the opportunity and the honor to give him a part of my liver. We discovered new people, new friends, new cultures, new countries. It's great. It's a great feeling. for the second time, we make the transplantations games, and each time it's a great feeling. It's amazing, and like Alex said, the organization is very well.
I think the great thing about the World Transplant Games, if you look in this pool today and in the stadium on Thursday, Friday, every single person competed from around the world has had a life-saving transplant, and some of the abilities are great, and all these people really shouldn't be here today, and they're here due to the gift of somebody donating their organs. So I just think that speaks volumes.
I'm attending as a Japan team manager, and I'm doing the kidney operation as an operating and surgeon. And I come here to look after my colleagues, and also cheering all participants from around the world, and which was great opportunity. And also, I really want to introduce this special opportunity to not only our colleagues but also all the people in the Japan wide, because this is a pretty good chance to be aware of the goodness of the transplant. I always encourage the patient to do exercise, and some people can aim to attend this World Transplant Game, which is very, very good.
Do you like Newcastle?
Why I man? How is it?
Back in 2013, Liam suffered a fatal brain hemorrhage from sneezing. He became poorly very quickly, and it was evident to us that he wasn't going to make it. So 4 days later, he was actually pronounced brain dead. It was important for me to donate Liam's organs because it was a wish that he'd expressed. He'd said to me about 6 months previous, when sorting out his provisional driving licence, that he wanted to become an organ donor with the belief of if you're willing to receive, then you should be willing to give. So at that moment, I knew that I had to fulfil his wish. And it wasn't my choice, it was Liam's choice, and it made it so much more easier, me knowing what he wanted within that. So yeah, we went ahead and he became an organ donor.
And 2013, my heart deteriorated so much that I needed a transplant to survive. And I had a heart transplant, and later, Susan said, 5 years later down the line, I met the family I had the opportunity of giving her a big hug, and that's all I wanted to do, really, to say thank you for saving my life. But I think thank you isn't enough in this case. It never is enough. It's so emotional for me because being here with Susan, it's something really, really special. Special beyond words to express, simply because I'm just so glad to be alive.
I'm going to watch him play later on, which it'll be the first time that I've ever watched him compete or anything like that, so I think that'll be really heartwarming. And just to know that the decision that was made was completely the right decision, and it just makes it all, that missing piece in our life is no longer missing in the way that it was before.
Well, there were two fantastic bids for these World Games in 2019, both Houston, Texas and Newcastle Gateshead, and it was a close vote, but Newcastle Gateshead got the nod from us, and we then started all of the preparations, and that's been a whole team effort. Everybody has contributed so well, but of course you don't know how successful it's going to be until the rubber actually hits the road. And it's just been so marvellous to see all the sports go off without a hitch, all of that hard preparation from our sports committee, from MLS, from NGI. The whole thing has just been an absolute pleasure. First few days. There's a few to go, and we're confident that we'll be able to mirror that success right through to the end of the week. Every day is a highlight because I'm speaking with the people who matter, the athletes, the donors, the people that have registered for this event. They've come from 60 countries across the world, and they're really pleased just to be here, to see it going off without a hitch, and just learning their stories.
Oh, there's been so many memories. I mean, it's been absolutely fabulous. I think the opening parade was great up Northumberland Street. I think the cycling time trial on the quayside was absolutely brilliant. I mean, that was amazing scenes. But the fact is that everyone is so happy, and everyone's so joyous, and that everyone's cheering everybody on, and there's just a great atmosphere here, and it's superb to watch. We have a fabulous set of hospitals here. We have an Institute of Transplantation. We are the spiritual home of transplantation. We do advanced research here, and so to have the games here is probably the natural place to have it. Plus, we love our sport, don't we? And to have all these people here doing all sorts of games is absolutely fabulous. And everyone's having such a fabulous time. But I mean, today, for example, I was at swimming, and there was Australia, Colombia, Argentina, Brazil. They're all there competing, and to watch them all is fabulous. I mean, I am the chairman of the committee, but you've got a lot of people working for me, and they've done a brilliant job this week. And I couldn't do it without them. And we've just had a good time and worked very hard. Behind the scenes, a lot going on, and I just got to say well done to all my committee members.
We do want to change human behaviour. We want people to consider organ and tissue donation and accept that as some type of, human responsibility that they would do at the end of their lives. Now, we're only going to achieve that if we can demonstrate the tangible benefits. You don't change human behaviour unless you can actually demonstrate a tangible reason on why people should change that behaviour. The tangible benefit is here for all to see. The thousands of lives saved and the thousands of lives that are being celebrated this week.
these games are so inspirational to me, so motivational, and well, I have to say that the climate here is so different because I come from South America and the climate is more hot and we have high temperatures, and here is more windy and it's more cold. Well, but the games are amazing. As me, I'm a heart transplant for 12 years, and to win here, came here in golf, because golf is my game, is so, how can I say that? It's marvelous, it's maravilloso. I like to tell people that it's important to be a donor because you have the opportunity to save lives, to save lives by transplants. And well, this heart transplant was my second opportunity, and I enjoyed that.
Yeah, my name is Brunjit Singh Chima, originally from Gateshead, now live in Walton, the West Midlands, and I have a passion for running. And I did the Usain Bolt pause for a bit of a laugh on social media, and immediately my cousin said, "Who do you think you are, Usain Bolt?" And I thought, well, I run a lot, obviously further distances than the big man, but Usain Bolt's one of the coolest running names around, so it stuck with me. I got involved with the Transplant Games by a young girl called Anaya Kaur who lives in the northeast. Last year we became aware that she needed a new kidney, so we needed a match for her. None of her immediate family were a perfect match for her, so they wanted to broaden their search into as much of the Asian community as they can. And a lot of the Asian community are in the West Midlands and further south, so a friend of mine arranged some donor drives to get awareness of organ donation. Naya's dad came down to West Midlands a number of times to join us, and we got a number of people signed up, and we're hoping that as part of one of those drives there is now a match for Naya, and all being well that transplant will take place in the next few months. I think the work the Transplant Games has done is phenomenal. I think people don't realise that we have the gift of life within us, that it's still possible for you to live a normal life if you've donated an organ or if you've received an organ. And just seeing these athletes and what they're achieving after receiving an organ is absolutely phenomenal. I think the work they do is incredible. I hope we can get more awareness, particularly into communities where there is a reluctance to come forward.
Soy la más chiquita de los juegos para los trasplantados. Sí, me gustan mucho los juegos para los trasplantados.
I am Sheep from the Netherlands. I do track and field. Today I'm running the 100 meters, long jump, ball throw, and I need to go the 100 meters relay. Yeah, it is my first World Transplant Games and it is really nice. All the people got the same. It's one big family.
Yeah, my daughter is transplanted for 7 years of the liver and she was 8 months and now she's here. For me it's incredible. It's too emotional and very beautiful to see all these people, you know, living and having fun.
Oh, I think it's wonderful.
It's so cool.
Did you like it?
Have you enjoyed your event? Can you tell me what you did?
I ran really fast and I saw my mom and Liz.
That's right. It's great. So it's been really wonderful meeting other people, especially in my daughter's age group who are transplanted, and talking with the parents about like things that they've gone through, or like even after transplant, like developmental stuff and like living with a child who's been transplanted. It's been wonderful to talk with everybody about like things that you can, you know, relate to and you don't feel alone. It's been wonderful.
I did shot put today and also ball throw, and this is my first time in these competitions and I did my personal best in both events, so I'm really happy.
Really?
Amazing, yeah, it's really nice. The atmosphere, all the volunteers and everything, it's beautiful.
It's really nice small city, easy to move and nice people. But I think this is my 4th Transplant Games and this is really nice. It's like in everywhere else in the world when we had World Transplant Games. Atmosphere is fantastic.
I'm Kellyanne Davidson-Ollie and I am the longest surviving baby in the UK to have a heart transplant. So as an ambassador I am looking after the VIPs, doing things with the Organ Donation Family Network, making sure they're all right, all the press and Team 19 because the volunteers are now part of this family, so this has been absolutely epic on their behalf as well. I wanted to give something back because I've done these games since 2003, the World Games, and I just wanted to give something back within my region and celebrate with them that Newcastle Gateshead is a fantastic place to live. So I had my transplant at the Freeman Hospital, and none of my family had ever been to Newcastle before, and to be thrust into a new environment was scary for everybody. But they were here for 4 months while I was ill, and they grew to love the place. And I feel like we always say that I left my heart in Newcastle, and I came back here to study at university because I'm so drawn to the place and I love it so much. And now that the World Transplant Games are here, I can't describe to you how special that is for me. And it's, you know, it really means something that the place essentially where my life was saved is now where thousands of transplant athletes get to come and compete in the World Transplant Games, because it's such a special event. And I've spoken to so many volunteers who don't even have a connection to transplantation or even to the Northeast in some cases, and have just decided to volunteer on a whim. And every single person that I've spoken to has told me how their perspective on not just transplantation and organ donation, but life in general has changed by seeing all these people who were given their second chance at life thrive and, you know, do what they're good at in this environment. And everybody I've spoken to has said it's just been eye-opening. So I definitely encourage people to get involved in the future.
There is a gift that keeps on giving. It's how we're standing here today. And we compete now on the living side of life. So if we've got you listening, it's time for us to say, come what may, sure as the tide, we're awake to what's inside. Everyone can do their part. Take a leap and share your heart. We'll cherish every moment till another moment's gained. The lives that we are living cannot be contained. We'll cherish every moment till another moment's gained. And we are here to tell you that love runs through our veins. Love runs through our veins.
People here have been absolutely fabulous.
The atmosphere, very nice and lovely. The people from Newcastle are very lovely.
The best is Newcastle City, very, very nice. And the people of Newcastle City.
It was phenomenal. The week flew by, really. Everything was just so exciting. All the cheers.
I enjoyed to communicate with people so much.
But meet a lot of new friends, amazing friends from different countries. And they were saying, Jennifer, you can do it, you can do it. Very positive.
I discovered Newcastle and I discovered the Geordies and the warm welcome of the Geordies. I will come back.
Just being here, I've been so excited, as you can see now. I loved it. As my friend said, the hospitality, everything. We just enjoyed every minute of it.
Thanks to everyone from Newcastle because they were so nice and friendly, regardless from where we came from and everything. Yeah, I even want to work here because of the people around here. Yeah. So after finishing my studies, I'm gonna try and come back here. Yeah, because of the kindness of the people.
This place is beautiful, to be honest with you. And the games at track and field. Track and field for the games was my highlight.
And the volunteers to help us, special volunteers. I like to say thank you. Yeah, everything is, yeah.
Thank you very much to make a big noise about gift of organ. It's very important.
We'll cherish every moment till another moment's gained. The lives that we are living cannot be contained. We'll cherish every moment till another moment's gained. And we lines.